Hello all, welcome back to the series of practice to pass SBL paper. So in this video what we're gonna see is we'll be seeing how to crack an actual XBL exam question. So most of you might be attending the CBE for this sessions and SBL CBE is far more easier than the paper based when it compared with the technical features that they have insisted in the CBE platform. Because in the CBE platform what we could see is in the left side of the screen you can see the dialog box in which the major three parts of your SBL question paper are appearing. You know which are the major three parts of your SBL question paper? The first part is the company overview, second part is the tasks that has to be attended, third is the exhibit that will help you to attend the tasks. These are the three major parts of your SBL question paper. Alright. So the main feature which I found interesting in the SBL CBE platform is that whenever you click the buttons for the task or the exhibit or the overview, the dialog box appearing will be in a cascade form. That means if you click one button, that never automatically close the other dialog box. If you click a task number one, and after that if you click task number two, task number one will be there, task number two will be there in a cascade form. You can reposition the dialog box in such a way that you will be able to read them simultaneously. This will be helpful for SBL. You know why? Because in SBL you have to read the exhibit and the task simultaneously to make your answer perfect. So you can click the task, you can click the relevant exhibit, you can make it in the screen in such a way that you can read both simultaneously and you can write in the bottom answer paper side as well. Okay, so by that way SBL examination is easy when it compared with the paper based examination, not based on the questions, it is only based on the technical features I'm saying. Yeah. So the one good strategy that can be used for cracking the question paper will be explained here. You can use your own strategy, but what I advise to my student is to go to the question paper like this way. The way which I suggest is that the first thing you have to do is you have to read the company overview thoroughly, clearly. Okay, first thing that you have to do whenever you receive the question is that you have to read the company overview. That will be a short paragraph that you have to read thoroughly, and you don't have to spend any more time to read this overview again. This is the only one time process you are going to do. Company overview paragraph will be read only one time in the exam session, so you have to read carefully in that session, that time itself. Alright, so subsequently you will not be getting time to come back to the overview and read it again. So that's why you have to read it carefully, which will help you to understand what does the company all about, what does the industry is the company entered into, and it will also help you to warm up your exam fear as well. Okay, so let's do this in this question. Okay, so you are Michael Link, a recently qualified accountant. You work in the business advisory section of an international firm of accountants. So you're Michael Link. You're working in an accounting firm, and your manager is Masaki Setsu, who has assembled a team together to work on a report for an existing client, Dixon Smith Bureau. So you are Michael Link. You are working in a company. Your manager is Masaki Setsu, and you're gonna deal with a company which is called Dixon Smith Bureau. First paragraph is clear, right? Second paragraph, this Dixon Smith Bureau, known as DSB. After this sentence, they will be using DSB. You have to understand that DSB is Dixon Smith Bureau. Okay, DSB is one of the world's largest pharmaceutical companies. It is based in Zealand and is responsible alone for 12% of Zealand's total stock market value. It employs 130,000 people in many countries and has an internationally renowned brand name. So you're going to deal with a very large company. Yeah, because this company itself holds 12% of the total stock market value of a country, and they have more than 130,000 of employees. They are operating in different countries around the globe. It means that you're going to deal with an MNC which is a very large MNC. Okay, and the third paragraph, the company is facing a number of problems in some of its location and is seeking help and advice in overcoming these problems. Masaki Setsu team has been given the responsibility of preparing the draft of this report. Obviously, so your overview will be telling you about some issues that the company is facing, and you are here to give some advices or recommendations for resolving those issues. Okay, use the listen the word I told. You are not here to resolve the issue. You are here to give some advices, give some recommendation to resolve the issues. Okay, you are not the person to resolve the issue, you are the person to give the recommendation advices to resolve the issue. So that's why I told you in the earlier video that you are not supposed to give any final judgment. You are not supposed to give any final decision. You're supposed to give the ideas and you're supposed to give the justification based on your professional judgment. Yeah. All right. Now let's see what are the exhibits all about. Just they have given the overview of the exhibit. Just see. Exhibit number one is a report on the pharmaceutical industry in the country of Netherlands. So, country of Netherlands is being introduced, and the exhibit number one is pharmaceutical industry in the country of Netherlands. Okay, it is not about DSB in the country of Netherlands. It's about pharmaceutical industry as a whole in the country of Netherlands. Okay, fine. Exhibit number two is extract from Netherlands internal training documents at DSB. Okay, I don't know what does this exhibit about. We can look into the exhibit and understand what is it about. Okay, and exhibit number three is extract from the financial statement of Netherlands division. Obviously, that is financial statement of DSB in Netherlands. All right. And exhibit number four, copy of press article from Farland National Dairy. So that might be a newspaper report or a newspaper article. And exhibit number five, extract from draft DSB board meeting minutes. Board meeting minutes is there. All right. Exhibit number six is email trail regarding new opportunity in Leland. Okay, so these are the exhibits. So I read the overview of the company carefully. I know what is the company all about and what am I and what am I supposed to do. Okay, now what you have to do is you have to go to the exhibit and see. You don't have to read the exhibit completely now. Just see and overlook the exhibit and understand what is the exhibit all about. Okay, first exhibit, report on the pharmaceutical industry in the country of Netherlands. Obviously, this short report is about the pharmaceutical industry as a whole in the country of Netherlands. All right, I don't have to read the complete report to understand what is it all about. It is about this one only. Okay, we can read the exhibit thoroughly later on. Okay, now second exhibit is extract from Netherlands internal training document at DSB. I'm not clear about this one. Just overlook the paragraph headings. Our organization structure, our intellectual property, our rewards, corporate governance and ethics. Okay, now we got what it is. This exhibit is about DSB's operation in Netherlands. So what is the difference between exhibit 1 and exhibit 2? Exhibit 1 is pharmaceutical industry as a whole in Netherlands. Exhibit number 2 is operation of DSB in the country of Netherlands. So that is the difference between exhibit 1 and 2. Okay, clear. Exhibit number 3, it's a financial statement of DSB in Netherlands. Okay, there are some non-financial information as well. Okay, that is fine. We can use it when it is required. And exhibit number 4 is a newspaper article. Let's read the heading of the newspaper article. That is, drugs company sends doctor on 5-star holidays with your money. Okay. The first sentence, the global pharmaceutical company are bribing doctors. So this is some kind of a derogatory news against the company. That means that this might be the issue the company is facing in Farland division. Okay, so some bribery issue is being noted by some newspaper people and they have put it in the newspaper. That is a strategic issue for the company. Yeah, so that is the newspaper article and exhibit number 4. Exhibit number 5, the board meeting minutes. So that is completely logical that if there is some news or something happening in the company and news has been given in the newspaper, obviously there will be a board meeting. That board meeting might not be for discussing about something about football or something about cricket or something about the CEO's marriage. The board meeting here, but specifically for discussing the bribery issue that has been reported in the Farland and that has been appeared in the newspaper. That is for sure. That is the logical thing, right? So this meeting, I don't have to read the complete minutes of the meeting to understand what they have discussed. They would obviously be discussing about the bribery issue happened in the company. Yeah. All right. And exhibit number 6 is email trail on Leland opportunity. This is about their new opportunity that is in different country. The country name is Leland. Interesting country names, Leland, and something is there. We can read it when it is required. So now you know what all things I know about this question paper. I know that I am Michael Ling. I am working in an international accounting firm. I have some responsibility to do in a company which is called Dixon Smith Burrell. Dixon Smith Burrell is a large pharmaceutical company, which is a very large multinational company, which is having more than 130,000 employees. So it's operating in different parts of the world, and they are currently facing some issues. I've given with some exhibit. Exhibit number one is about the pharmaceutical industry in the country of Netherlands. Exhibit number two is about DSB's operation in the country of Netherlands. Exhibit number three is about the financial statement of DSB in the country of Netherlands. Exhibit number four is a newspaper article about the derogatory news against against the company in Farland. And exhibit number 5 is the board meeting minutes happened based on the newspaper article, and exhibit number 6 is the new opportunity. These all things I know. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'll be reading each task carefully, completely. You know why I'm gonna read that? I'll be reading each task and requirement carefully, and I'll match the requirement with the exhibits. Okay, so for each requirement I will be annotating there which exhibit I have to read for answering this requirement. Okay, by that way it will be easy for you to save some time. You don't have to read the complete exhibit to understand which exhibit you have to use to write the answer. So by this way I have overlooked the exhibit. Now I'm going to read the requirement. See, first task. DSB is concerned about the downturn in profits in Netherlands, a country that the company entered over 10 years ago, which has traditionally provided strong returns to the business. So this task is all about DSB's operation in Netherlands. That is exhibit number 1, exhibit number 2, exhibit number 3. Okay, so for this task we have to read exhibit number 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so first the requirement: using suitable model or models, analyze the macro environment of pharmaceutical companies operating in Netherlands. So it is more specific that I have to read exhibit number 1 and exhibit number 2 to identify what is happening with the pharmaceutical industry in the country of Netherlands. Okay, I have to use one model for the macro environmental analysis. Which model should I use? For obviously you can use the pestle analysis model. Yeah, by using that pestle analysis model, you can complete this requirement by reading exhibit number 1 and 2. Okay, so open the requirement, open exhibit 1, exhibit 2, and write the answer by simultaneously reading all these. Okay, so after reading this requirement, you can go to exhibit 1 and 2 and read the complete exhibit carefully and write your answer. Yeah. Now, requirement number 2, evaluate the performance of Netherlands division for the year ended 31st December 2012. Evaluate the performance of Netherlands division using the financial statement. That is exhibit number 3. Yeah. So, exhibit number 3 will help you to answer this requirement. So, exhibit 1, 2, 3 will help you to complete task number 1, which is 30 marks. Okay. Now, let's see what is task number 2. Task number 2 is regarding the bribery allegation. Bribery allegation is exhibit number 4 and exhibit number 5. Right? Exhibit number 4 is the newspaper article. Exhibit number 5 is the board meeting minutes. Okay. So exhibit number 4 and 5 will help you to answer this task. Okay. One very important thing which I have to give you is that for each requirement there will be different parts. See, briefly explain related and correlated risk. Explore the correlation between legal risk and reputation risk for DSB if bribery allegations were proved. There are 2 parts in this requirement. First part is you have to explain related and correlated risk. That explanation part has to be done. Okay. After that only after that you have to write the relation between legal risk and reputation risk of DSB if the case were proved. So 2 parts, write in 2 parts itself. Then only you will be getting the full marks. Yeah, and the second part, describe the general purpose of an internal control system and based on the information presented by Sena Ali in the board meeting, assess the main internal control failing which have led the bribery allegation in Farland. Okay, here also the requirement has 2 parts. Describe the general purpose of internal control system. That is one part. Describe the general purpose of internal control system. You don't have to read any exhibit for that. That is a general question. After that, by using exhibit number 5, there might be some sentence told by Sena Ali. Based on that sentences, you have to write the second part of this requirement, that is, what are the internal control failure that led to this issue in Farland. Okay, by that way you can complete the second requirement, which is 24, total of 54 marks. Task is completed. Yeah, task number 3. Masaki Setsu, our manager or my manager, want you to prepare a public statement to use to communicate DSB's response and reaction to the Farland Library allegation. Nursa want the communication to explain her role as CEO. So Nursa is the CEO of the company, okay, and she has to issue a public statement regarding this bribery allegation. So exhibit number 4 and 5. Okay, so exhibit number 4 and 5, once you have read it for task number 2, you don't have to read it again for task number 3, right? Your memory will be there. Exhibit number 3 and 4, sorry, exhibit number 4 and 5 is already in your mind. So you can use that mind to write the answer of task number 3. Okay, the public statement should include explain the bribery allegation. That is one part. Explain the bribery allegation and the steps taken to ensure such issues do not reoccur. Okay, so explain the bribery allegation and the steps taken. So that has to be in two parts. Bribery allegation has to be explained in one part and the steps taken by the company not to reoccur this event in the second part. Okay, and B is an explanation of the roles of CEO. If you are reading up to that explanation of the roles of CEO, we have studied plenty of roles of CEO, but you are not supposed to write all those roles. Specifically, here it is asking explanation of the roles of chief executive officer in areas such as communication with stakeholder, one paragraph, managing the company, next paragraph, controlling operational areas, third paragraph. So 3 paragraphs of roles you have to write. That is how the question is asking. That is what the valuer is expecting. Then only you will be getting the marks. If you are writing the general roles of CEO, you will not be getting any marks. You have to write the paragraph in such a way that you have to give the explanation, or you have to give the subheadings as communicating with stakeholders, managing the company, controlling the operational areas. Yeah, so this is how the task 3 is being answered. That is 16 marks question, which will makes the total marks of 70. Now there will be a 30 marks question in the final task. That is, DSB has an opportunity to develop new antibiotics in the existing market, Leland. So this is about task exhibit number 6. So exhibit number 6 will be used for this particular task. Okay, and you are supposed to prepare some presentation slides. Read the first requirement. First requirement is to prepare 2 presentation slides with accompanying notes. In the CBE, the presentation slides will be appearing there. You have the option to click the presentation slide template. You can click there. The presentation slide template will be there. You have to write the main point over there and the notes in the accompanying note part. It will be there in the CBE platform itself. That makes you easy to prepare the presentation slide. Okay. So first requirement, prepare 2 presentation slides with accompanying notes evaluating the strategic and financial risk associated with the opportunity in Leland. Okay, so strategic risk will be in one part and financial risk will be in other part. This is how the requirement need to be cracked. Okay, strategic risk one part and the financial risk in second part. Next is prepare 3 presentation slides which consider the business and ethical arguments. So business argument should be there, ethical argument should be there. That is why they are referring like this. Okay, you have to prepare 3 presentation slides. For each slide, you have to come up with some point and you have to analyze it with the business aspect and the ethical aspect. Okay, business argument should be there, ethical argument should be there. All right. To develop the antibiotics to combat superbugs regardless of the support from the government, which gives an overall opinion whether DSB should proceed with the project. Okay, so it should give an idea whether DSB should proceed with the project. You should not clearly tell that DSB should proceed with the project or DSB should not proceed with the project. You are not supposed to give that final decision. You just have to put the points, and the readers of those points has to decide whether they have to go on with the project or quit the project as it is. Okay, so this is the way the question paper has to be cracked for SBL examination. Okay, hope you all understood how the question paper will be coming for the examination and how the question need to be read in the examination. Thank you so much for watching this video.